One of the questions that I get asked all the time is, what programming language should I learn in order to become a good pen tester or an ethical hacker, especially for web application penetration testing? Of course, my immediate answer is it all depends. But to provide you with a better answer, let's first examine how web applications are typically developed. A web application or web application development typically involves server-side coding, client-side coding, and also some type of databases, right? So some type of database technologies. So a good guidance is actually to see what are the most popular languages that are used to develop scalable and trusted applications. So this is actually a fairly good reference, right? Here you can see the programming languages used in the most popular websites like Google, YouTube, Facebook, Amazon, and many others, right? Now, a general purpose language that is everywhere is Python, and it's also one of the easiest ones to learn. So most of the people actually recommend Python for anyone that is actually just starting in programming. Now, there are several Python frameworks like Flask and Django that are used by many, many different organizations for web development. Now, another language is JavaScript, and JavaScript is actually used pretty much everywhere in the client side and in many backend or server-side applications as well. Now, another one is Ruby, and its framework for web applications called Rails. Now, both are often referred to as Ruby on Rails. Now, of course, I didn't mention HTML and CSS, since it's a given that you have to know the fundamentals of HTML and CSS for any web applications to actually work, right? Now, you also have other popular languages like PHP and Java. And by the way, those actually have been historically, been victims of many different security vulnerabilities, right? Now, some of the new applications that are also being built nowadays use languages like Go, right? So, which is actually a language that Google created. So as you can see, there are many, many different choices. So if you're just getting started and don't have any programming experience, what I will personally recommend is at least starting with Python and then moving into others like, JavaScript, perhaps, and actually just understand the insecurities of PHP and Java, throughout time. Now, you don't have to be an expert by any means. You definitely don't have to be or have, tons of experience as a programmer, but it actually helps to have a programming background to completely understand how the applications you will be testing and how those are actually not only created, but how they behave and how they can also be broken and abused, right? So that is a very important thing to remember, that in order for you to actually truly understand what's actually happening, right? So, and penetration testing is way more than a cool tool and some shiny operating system like a Kali Linux or Pen2 or Parrot, right? So there are many platforms that you can actually use, and you're going to be learning about them, throughout this course. But penetration testing is way more than that. You actually have to think like an attacker. You have to become familiar with the technologies in order for you to understand how to attack them.